Welcome everyone back to the channel. My name is Mike, and today we're going to go over Chants for the old ones. This is a game that combines deck building and worker placement in a really cool way. It's themed around summoning one of the old ones from the Cthulhu mythos, so if you're in that kind of thing, this is your kind of game for sure. It's got a bunch of cool little stuff like that. Characters just sacrificing people for your cult, that kind of thing. If you're into that kind of world, this is definitely one you might want to check out. This is going to be specifically focused on the solo mode. They have a couple of videos up on the GameFound page where this game's available. Currently on Crowdfunding, has a couple of extra expansions coming out, but I didn't see any of the newer solo mode videos for this, so I wanted to get this on the channel, give you guys some information on it, how it works, so you can make the decision on whether it's for you or not. Of course, I'll leave links in the description towards that campaign and everything for you guys, make it easier for you to find. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'll kind of explain the game as we go, so I don't have a whole front-loaded rules teach. I don't think this game really requires that. It's kind of easy to follow along if you ever played any kind of worker placement or deck building game, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. So one of the first things you're going to have to do is pick an old one from the deck. So you would draw two off the top and then choose the one that you want. Each one's going to have things listed on the bottom that you have to do to achieve the summoning. So for our two, we drew Cthulhu and an Azathoth. Cthulhu here says he needs 20 incantation power. And that little K with the +2 is every time you have someone from this city in your deck, they will give you an additional 2 incantation power towards that 20. And also says we need 25 books. And then Azathoth says we're going to need 14 cultists in our deck, and then we're going to need 20 books as well. I think we're actually just going to try for Cthulhu on this one, and we'll simply go with that. Then we'll have to take our 6 cards, our 6 starting cards. Each has a symbol in the top left corner telling us where on the board we can place this card, or in the case of this one, we can use it to keep an investigator from going into our deck. Again, I'll explain that as we go. So now that we've chosen Cthulhu, we're going to want to go to Kingsport quite a bit, at least when we're recruiting. And if we look over here at the top of the Kingsport, or at the top of this deck anyway, it has a Kingsport cultist on top. That will cost us 4 of our current 8 energy to recruit. And then if we get her, she'll give us 3 incantation power into our deck. And when we play her, she can find a creature card in our deck and put it into our hand. Now, I don't know if we're going to need a whole lot of creatures in this particular run because of Cthulhu here, but the Kingsport tag is definitely helpful. So then we would draw 5 cards. You start with 5 out of your 6 starting cards. And we'll see what they are. So we got our Kingsport card, Innsmouth card, our Sacrifice card, our Arkham card, and our Deal with the Investigator card is what I'll call it. So, to take an action, you have to place out a worker. To place a worker out, you have to play a card with the tag associated to it out there to actually pull that off. So if we zoom in, give you a little better look, we have the 3 city cards, Kingsport, Innsmouth, and Arkham. This one here lets us go to the main part of the board and sacrifice things, and this one will let us defend off the investigators as they try to infiltrate our cult. It's very thematic in that way. So I think for the first thing, what we're going to do is we're actually going to play that Kingsport card. Goes right to our discard. Take one of our cultists, put it out on the board. We're going to go right here to this recruitment area. We're going to pay 1 energy And we can actually cycle that one to the side, now giving us 2 choices. And if we don't buy either one of these, we will move our cultist over here to this stealth area, meaning when that character comes back, we won't take something bad. But we'll go ahead and spend the 4. And we'll take this Kingsport Lucinda Clark, and she goes right to our discard pile. So that's one of our actions. We only get 2 because we only have 2 cultists. So we'll take the second one. We'll actually go right over here to Arkham. So we'll play that Arkham card first. Go over to Arkham. We'll get ourselves 2 book. These represent knowledge, so we're going to get ourselves 2 knowledge towards the 25 that we need. And now we've done all of our plays. We have to bring things back. So we'll bring this cultist back to our board. And right here on our board, there's some symbols. This says, do we bring an investigator back with us? Well, there's a couple ways we can push that off. One is play this card here with this symbol on the top with the little line through the investigator. We'll go ahead and do that now. So now we won't take an investigator in our deck. There are currently 12 investigators for this playthrough because we're on the beginner level. And if we ever have 12 on our deck, we lose. So then we will bring back our second cultist. Same thing. We either have to resist the investigator or add one to our deck. We don't have any more cards that will do that for us, but we do have these 2 tokens that we start with on our board, and we can spend those to do the same thing. So we went out and did our 2 actions, we came back, and we don't have any cultists, or any investigators rather, in our cult messing us up. Now we'll draw up to our hand. We only had 1 left in our deck. Take our pile, shuffle it up. Hopefully we get our new card out. Draw 2 more. We get the Arkham card. And the Kingsport card. And then we'll do another round. And that's kind of how it works. The game's really rather simple. Pretty straightforward. Very fun. So we'll go ahead and play some rounds. Maybe the entire game. We'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and take another turn. We're going to play the Kingsport card again. We're going to take this one out. We are going to put it here. We're going to spend 1 energy or 1 power. We're going to cycle that card again. Now this time, I don't necessarily want either one of those cards, and I can't afford them. So that one will go to that area, meaning when they return, they've been stealth, an investigator won't follow them. Then we're going to play our card with the little temple in the upper corner. What that's going to allow us to do is go out to anywhere on one of these 3 temple locations. We're going to choose Innsmouth. And we're going to pick that area, so now we can place a temple out or activate our temples that are already there. We don't currently have any temples out, so we're going to place one on the area for knowledge. That'll be our round. We have to bring everything back. First, we'll bring back the cultist that was in the stealth area. Obviously, we're not going to pull back an investigator with us because they were stealthed up. Then we're going to bring back another cultist. We're going to spend another token to dodge that investigator. Draw back up to our hand size. And that is that. We will go on to the next one. So one thing we know is we're not going to pull an investigator back this turn with at least one of our cultists because of this. So let's go ahead. We're going to play this Arkham card. We're going to go up here to Arkham, and we're going to get ourselves 4 power. Because to summon Cthulhu, we are definitely going to need 20 incantation power in our hand when we do it. And we're going to need cultists with more incantation power than the ones we currently have. So then we will actually go here to the sacrifice spot. This allows us to sacrifice one of our cultists, whether in our deck in our discard or in our hand. So we're actually going to find our Kingsport cultist, and we're going to give it the old heave-ho. She gets sacrificed. She's paid the ultimate price for the cult, and we get one of these sacrifice tokens for doing so. Now we bring everything back. This cultist will come back. Not stealth. Have to bring back a investigator with us unless we stop it. So we'll go ahead and spend that card to do so. Then when we bring this one back, we don't have a way to stop that investigator. So one investigator will go into our deck, but because it's solo mode, that's what you would do just in the multiplayer mode. But now that's solo mode, we have to put down one of these blockade tokens in one of the spaces in the city that we came from. So since we came from Arkham, we're going to go ahead and block off this 2 book spot, this 2 knowledge spot. That's the one we're going to choose. Now we have to refill our hand, and the worst part about investigators is they don't just take a spot in your deck, but they'll, fill up your hand. They're a dead card. You can't play them. We've seen this in deck building before, but you can't discard them. So like right now, at the refill phase, you can pick one of the cards that you may not necessarily want and discard it. I haven't done that yet, but you can do that. But you can't do that with the investigator. So we'll go ahead and draw 3 more cards. We didn't get the investigator, so that's kind of a bonus. And we'll go ahead and keep taking our turns. So it was one of the options that we can do is now we'll play this Arkham card. We'll take this cultist, go to Arkham. We're going to spend 4 power or energy, and we're going to pick up this cultist, who also will from now on start letting us get rid of investigators when we come back. But when you play him, he also will get rid of one out of your deck. So that's very nice. Then for our second action, go to Kingsport. And we're going to go here and get ourselves 2 book, 2 knowledge, and 2 energy. Energy, obviously, we need for more cultists, and we need the knowledge or book for our summoning. All right. Now we will pull cultist back. This one will come back. We'll discard. We'll use this one to prevent an investigator from coming. We'll pull this one back. We don't have a way to prevent this investigator from coming back, so he'll infiltrate the cult, and then we'll have to block one off. And we will actually block off this space here. This one would allow us to get a token to allow us to draw 2 more cards on our turn. I don't think I want to discard either one of these. So we'll go ahead and fill up our hand. We're going to be 1 short, and now we have an investigator. Go ahead and shuffle up. And draw 1 more. There we go. All right. So then for our first turn, we're going to play the Innsmouth card. We're going to send that cultist to this spot. Now this spot says we spend 2 book, which we'll do, to remove an investigator and get one of those tokens again to help prevent investigators in the first place. And then we're going to spend our temple cultist, send this one over there, get ourselves some knowledge. We're up to 9 out of the 25 that we need. That's where we are with that. I think we'll actually discard our sacrifice cultist for now. We'll draw back up after we pull our guys back. We will pull this guy back, spend the token. Then we will pull this guy back, get an investigator, and block off one of those spaces. And I think we'll block off that one there. We'll refill our hand. And take one more turn. And then you guys should probably have a pretty good idea on how this one works. There's one more action I want to show you for sure. Yeah, we'll play our Kingsport card. Now, the extra action on that one is to go through our deck and get us a creature, which we don't currently possess, so that's no big deal. We'll move this cultist here, and this one says we have to pay one sacrifice token. We can remove one blockade token and gain one of those conspiracy tokens, I think is what it's actually called. But basically, it blocks your investigator from going into your deck kind of thing. And then we will send out our Arkham cultist. We're actually going to send them here, because we only have 4 power currently, to get us some more power. And then when we bring them back, this one will come back. We'll block the investigation with that card. This one will come back. We'll block an investigator with that card, but this one also lets us remove another one. So we'll remove the one that was in our hand. We don't have any more in our deck. We'll shuffle up, draw back up to 5. And that's kind of how it works. And we're going to keep going until we get 25 books, 25 knowledge, 20 incantation power in our hand, boosted by our Kingsport cards in our hand. As soon as we do that, we win the game. So to give you a quick rundown on how the more difficult versions would work, just because again this is for more knowledge than anything else, you'd have this card out here as well, somewhere out on the board, and at every rest step, when you pull everybody back, you'd put 1 token on here. And when this has 3 tokens on this card, you take an investigator and put it in your deck as well. And you can't block that one. That one comes into your deck no matter what. Tokens, etc. It just goes into your deck. It clogs you up. So it's another way to put pressure on you every 3 rounds. Also, you're only going to have 6 blockade tokens on the intermediate level instead of 12, and you're only going to have 6 regular investigators. You can ramp it up even further. They have specialized investigators that really ramp up the difficulty in this game. I want to thank everybody for being here today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop comments down below. Drop any questions, and I will see you guys on the next one.